Ever wondered how fries can come out golden and crunchy without a single drop of oil? It seems like some kind of kitchen wizardry, right? That perfectly satisfying crunch, that deep golden brown color we've had been taught our whole lives that you need a vat of bubbling oil to achieve that. But here we are, pulling out food that looks and sounds like it just took a swim in a deep fryer. But our countertops are clean, and there's no greasy smell hanging in the air. That's the mystery we're cracking open today. We're going to dive deep into the science behind this countertop marvel and figure out how it pulls off this seemingly impossible feat. It's not magic. It's a brilliant application of physics and chemistry that's changing the way we cook. So, what's the secret sauce? Or, in this case, the lack thereof. The name air fryer is actually a bit of a misnomer. It doesn't fry in the traditional sense at all. Instead, air fryers are essentially souped-up, high-performance convection ovens. Think of it as a mini convection oven on steroids. Inside that compact shell, there's a powerful heating element, often a coil, that gets incredibly hot, just like the one in your oven. But here's where things get interesting. Paired with that heating element is a massive high-speed fan. This dynamic duo works together to circulate scorching hot air at an incredible velocity all around the food inside the basket. According to a 2023 report from the World Health Organization on modern cooking technologies, this rapid air circulation is the key. It creates a super intense dry heat environment that cooks food way faster and more evenly than a conventional oven, which relies on much gentler, passive air movement. It's this high-speed whirlwind of heat that mimics the effects of being submerged in hot oil. This intense, circulating hot air triggers one of the most important and delicious chemical reactions in all of cooking: the Maillard reaction. If you've ever wondered what gives a seared steak its savory crust, a loaf of bread its golden brown top, or roasted coffee its complex aroma, you can thank the Maillard reaction. It's not just simple browning or caramelization, it's a complex cascade of chemical changes that occurs between amino acids and reducing sugars when they re-expose to heat. On screen, you can see a close-up of bread browning in a toaster. That's the Maillard reaction. In action, in an air fryer, the superheated dry air rapidly heats the surface of the food, kicking this reaction into high gear. This process creates hundreds of new flavor and aroma compounds that our brains register as delicious and savory. It's the very same magic that happens in a deep fryer. But instead of using oil as the medium to transfer heat, the air fryer uses, well, air. In traditional deep frying, the food is completely submerged in oil that's heated to a very high temperature. The oil serves a dual purpose. It transfers heat to the food incredibly efficiently, and its hydrophobic nature drives moisture away from the surface, creating that signature crispy crust. The air fryer cleverly replicates this process without the grease. Instead of oil coating the food, the high-speed whirlwind of air relentlessly blasts the food's surface. This has a powerful dehydrating effect, wicking moisture away from the outer layer almost instantly. This rapid surface drying is what creates that crisp, brittle shell we all crave, while the inside of the food remains tender and moist. Think about it. A cutaway slow-motion shot of fries tumbling in the basket shows how the hot air is constantly moving, ensuring every single surface gets blasted. This is what prevents the food from steaming itself and turning soggy, which is a common problem in a regular oven if the air isn't moving enough. The design of the air fryer basket is another piece of this brilliant puzzle. It's not just a simple container. It's an engineered component crucial to the whole process. The basket is typically perforated or made of a mesh material. This design is key. Its mesh allows that superheated air to circulate freely and hit the food from every conceivable angle. You get top-down heat from the element, but you also get air flowing up from underneath and around the sides. A visual diagram showing airflow arrows swirling around chicken wings in a basket perfectly illustrates this. There are no dead spots. This 360-degree exposure ensures that the bottom of your food gets just as crispy as the top. Say goodbye to soggy bottoms. In a conventional oven, on a baking sheet, the bottom of the food is essentially steaming against the metal. But the air fryer's basket elevates the food, allowing that crucial airflow to do its job and deliver a uniform, all-over crunch. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I get the hot air part. But some foods just get way crispier than others, even with no oil at all. And you're right, some foods have a built-in advantage because they naturally release their own moisture, and more importantly, their own fats when heated. A perfect example is chicken skin or a well-marbled piece of steak. As the air fryer heats up, these natural fats render out, sizzling and essentially frying the surface of the food in its own juices. The high-speed fan then takes that rendered fat and vaporizes it, circulating it around the basket, which helps to further crisp up the edges. It's like a self-basting, self-frying system. You can see it happen when you cook chicken wings. They come out with crackling, crispy skin without you adding a single drop of oil, all thanks to the fat already present in the skin. The effectiveness of this deep frying with air concept is so remarkable that it's even caught the attention of the scientific community. A 2021 article in the journal *Nature Reviews* on food science explored this very phenomenon. Scientists compare the process to deep frying with air because the rate of heat transfer from the high-velocity air to the food's surface is so intense that it closely mimics the rapid dehydrating effect of being plunged into hot oil. This is why the texture is so surprisingly similar. In deep frying, the moment the food hits the oil, a barrier of steam forms around it, which protects the inside from getting greasy while the outside gets crispy. The air fryer achieves a similar outcome. The intense, dry air creates a crust so quickly that it locks in the internal moisture, resulting in that satisfying contrast of a crunchy exterior and a tender interior. Of course, sometimes you want to take that crunch to the next level. While the air fryer does most of the heavy lifting on its own, there are times when a little bit of help can go a long way. Want extra crunch on your sweet potato fries or Brussels sprouts? A light spritz of cooking spray or tossing your food in a teaspoon of oil can make a world of difference. That tiny amount of oil provides an additional medium for heat transfer and helps to amplify the Maillard reaction, giving you a deeper, more uniform browning and an even crispier result. Similarly, a thin batter or a light dusting of flour or cornstarch can add another layer of texture for the hot air to work on. But the key takeaway is that you're reusing a fraction of the oil you would in deep frying. The air fryer is doing 90% of the work. The oil is just a minor assistant. The end game here is pretty impressive. You get food that has a remarkably similar texture and bite to its deep-fried counterpart, but with significantly less grease and, consequently, fewer calories. An on-screen split view showing deep-fried chicken nuggets next to air-fried ones tells the whole story. The deep-fried version is often glistening with oil, and if you press a paper towel to it, you'll see a significant grease spot. The air-fried nugget, on the other hand, is dry to the touch, yet still golden and crunchy. This makes it a powerful tool for anyone looking to make healthier versions of their favorite comfort foods without feeling like they re-sacrificing the best part, the texture. It's not about giving up fried food, it's about making it smarter. One of the most fascinating aspects of using an air fryer is that it turns your kitchen into a mini food science lab. It encourages you to think of it as a kitchen experiment. Notice how different foods crisp differently based on their composition. Take potatoes versus zucchini, for instance. Potatoes are starchy and have a relatively low moisture content, so they crisp up beautifully, developing that classic fry texture. Zucchini, on the other hand, is mostly water. In the air fryer, much of that water will evaporate, causing it to soften and brown, but it won't achieve the same brittle crunch as a potato. Similarly, a breaded piece of chicken will get much crispier than a plain chicken breast because the breading provides a dry, starchy outer layer that's perfect for the Maillard reaction. Each food tells a unique story about its relationship with moisture, fat, and heat. Ultimately, air fryers aren't magic boxes powered by wishful thinking. They're clever science tools that leverage fundamental principles of thermodynamics and chemistry to revolutionize home cooking. They have democratized the ability to achieve a specific, desirable texture that was once only achievable through a messy and often intimidating process. By replacing a pool of oil with a torrent of precisely controlled hot air, they make cooking faster, cleaner, and healthier, all while keeping flavor and texture front and center. It's a testament to how a deeper understanding of science can lead to practical innovations that genuinely improve our daily lives. So next time you pull that basket out and hear that glorious, satisfying crunch of a perfectly cooked fry or a crispy chicken wing, take a moment to appreciate the science at play. It's a beautiful symphony of engineering and chemistry working in perfect harmony. Remember, it's not oil, it's physics at work. That sound is the proof that sometimes the most delicious results come from swapping out an old ingredient for a brilliant idea.